Hey guys, so this obviously relates to the MCX. So as you guys know, in the Tokyo Murray build, I talked that the footage was deleted. So I'm going through processes of redoing that footage and kind of jumping into um, some of those little nuanced type things for this build. So with that being said, with that with that being said, um, the reason at the end of my whole build series for the MCX, you guys will see this before part two actually comes out. So this will be kind of an in between for the Hopup build that I'm doing for my personal build. But basically, the MCX, when I got everything built, everything was cycling fine, everything was working okay. However, it wasn't feeding really great. I put in a delayer chip, it didn't help at all. Running a 7.4 didn't help, running an 11.1 didn't work. So I threw in actually a loaner Hopup from a stock build. It was actually the Ares build. I threw that Hopup in this gun, and it worked perfectly. It was 1.5 joules on a 3.2. It shot straight as an arrow, so I knew my problem was Hopup related. The Hopup that was in here was a Max. It was the Pro, and then I also tried the M4P, which is like the Polar Star version, and that didn't work at all. So something with the Max Hopups just refused to work with this build. That's totally fine. So what I went and did, I went and got what I knew would be compatible with this gearbox, and that was the Retro Arms Hopup. With that being said, I'm going to build the Hopup, and then I'm going to talk about compression and nozzle length and see if this unit actually does work with our gearbox here. Alright, so kind of preemptively looking at this, I discussed, so we have a thin, kind of medium-sized O-ring, a large, thicker O-ring, and a small O-ring. We have the thread cap, C-quip, a screw, rotary, and two arms with a TDC trolley. So this arm is going to be used for your standard type nubs. It's the whole arm assembly. This arm is a two-piece like the Max units, and that doesn't need a nub. So I'm going to attempt to use the two-piece TDC type trolley here. And the way I'm going to jump into this is I'm going to clean our Hopup unit. Make sure there's no oil, things like that inside here. So I'm just grabbing a Q-tip and kind of running through, cleaning all my parts. Get any sort of grease and storage issues. Kind of clean everything up here. Obviously this is going to get kind of gross anyway. But just making sure that I kind of clean everything up. That being said, I'm just kind of rub everything in. That being said, now that we're here, what I'm gonna do is take some Tech T gun salve. Before I do that, this small O-ring, you guys can see here the tiniest O-ring actually goes onto the bottom of the feed lips. It wraps around and prevents BBs from falling out. I'm just going to use a little bit of lube and slide that O-ring over that. Now, if we have trouble feeding, if things aren't working right, I will pull that off. I'm sure that might hinder. So what I assume is we're going to take the bigger O-ring, this thicker O-ring. I'm going to lube him up as well. and slide him on the farthest groove here. There's two grooves, one on the farthest back side. Here's my brush. And just see. That's right. Now what I'm going to do is install my barrel. So I have two here. One of them is a Prometheus, a 6.03. And the other is a PDI. Yeah, 6.01. Okay. So I'm actually going to use the Prometheus because I was having issues with the PDI. And I'm going to be using a Maple Leaf MR hop, a 70-degree bucking. So we're going to line up our bottom groove with the groove of the Maple Leaf. Slip that on there. Make sure everything's lined up. And put a little bit of lube on our hop rubber here. Now the bottom groove right there, we're going to align with the bottom of the Hopup and slide in, place our C-clip, until it clicks. Then I'm going to attach this threaded barrel stabilizer here. Now what I'm going to do is place our TDC trolley first. And then our screw goes in through those. Okay. Now we will attach snap on there. Slides over and in. It took a little bit of force, and then we take our last O-ring here and it goes over the back side. And that is our complete Hopup. Now I'm going to make sure that this actually slides in. This nozzle and Hopup should be compatible. So I'm just going to make sure, looking through the bottom here, our nozzle length, this isn't going to be completely accurate because I don't have inside, but from the actual Hopup it's 15.2, and to our bucking is 17.5. 15.1 and 2.5. So yeah, that would be perfect. We're gonna have good air seal. Let's see if it clears. Yep, so I think this will work perfectly. But this has just literally been just a snippet side job for the MCX build. And it's just literally been an easy little hop-up tutorial for the retro arms. So we will try this and see how our accuracy is when the MCX actually gets built. So there you have it.